Hey there, welcome to day 1129 of What You Up To Now. I wanted to have my head in the clouds today, so I picked this particular filter. Floating clouds and twinkling stars, it looks like. Our idiom today, and I wish I had picked it for it, was every cloud has a silver lining for Supersize Your Business. And I did not pick it, but now that I see these cute clouds, it might have been a good one for that particular expression or idiom. Maybe if I talk about it ever again, I will remember and this filter will be available. Who knows? So I want to talk about a little bit today, epiphanies, aha moments, lessons learned as part of the Get Up and Go 30-day February 2021 challenge, 30-day plus Get Up and Go challenge. We were talking about lessons learned today, and I think we talked about lessons learned earlier, and I think an epiphany or an aha moment takes those lessons learned a step further. It takes lessons learned, things that we can read about or learn about or see from other people's experiences, and actually has us owning them. To me, an epiphany occurs when it becomes a lesson that you have learned or a lesson that you internalize and make something that helps you to choose and make decisions and move forward in your experiences. It's an experience that you actually have your own learning and experience with, and that you've learned from. So to me, an epiphany, an aha moment, is just more personal than a lesson learned. We can learn lessons, we can learn key points and phrases and summaries from anything that we experience, any book we read. We can learn them from other people's articles and things. But when we actually internalize it and make it a part of us and our experience and our decisions and our choices moving forward, I think then it becomes an epiphany. Just my opinion, but I was thinking about that today as I was doing the whole, what is one of the biggest lessons I've learned from this particular challenge and from all the challenges that I've faced in my life, because that always sneaks in, right? All of our experiences have an impact on us, and as we're growing and becoming and progressing, they become our epiphanies, our aha moments, our lessons learned. Challenge today for our 365-day Do One Thing Every Day That Centers You was about, I already forgot, happy, being happy. How could I forget that? It's about practicing compassion for yourself as well as others, and how important that is. So that's our three main pieces of content today. The Get Up and Go 30 plus day challenge. I even haven't decided what I'm going to do next for that. I was thinking I'd do it again in April, so we'd have a 30 plus day challenge again in April, and maybe morph and change it a little bit to do something different with it. I definitely won't be doing it in March, but I'll be doing something in March to add value and give back, and to continue to grow and improve and help in the ways that I can help. But I agreed yesterday that I would go on a 2-week or so trip to Texas and Florida, and then back to Texas, and then back to Indiana and up to Wisconsin again, the last day of April through probably mid-May. So it'll be over a couple of weeks, but a couple of weeks for sure. So now I need to plan and organize and figure out, how do I continue to create my daily content? And do I want to, I probably do want to do the next 30 plus day challenge in April then, April 1st to, it'll be May 1st. So then I only have to worry about 2 days on the road of finishing off that challenge. As far as Supersize Your Business goes, I'll continue, of course, to do one thing every day that centers you. It's a 365-day challenge, and I made that commitment. That means I do it no matter where I am. And maybe this will be actually the shove I need to get somebody else to actually process my videos for me. So instead of continuing to do it myself, maybe that's a way to free up a couple hours a day, probably an hour to 2 hours a day I take to I make the videos, maybe an hour for production and to make my videos every day. So my content takes about an hour to create, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less, but let's say about an hour. And then I probably spend another 2 hours processing that. By processing, I mean downloading it from my phone or uploading it from my phone to my computer, then dealing with it on my computer, putting it on YouTube, putting it on my podcast, stripping out the audio, adding it to my podcast, which needs to be rebranded and renamed, by the way. Maybe that's a good time to rebrand and restructure and rename things too. That would be probably a good launch date for that. So that gives me things to work on over the next couple of months, to plan and know that I'm going to be gone. And whenever I'm traveling, I've traveled a lot throughout the times that I'm producing and create, in the last 3 years, although COVID put a big dent in that. there have been times when I've had to do my things on the road, at the cabin, on the, in hotels, at different events, and it works out fine. It's just different. It's kind of a nice, fun change of venue. You don't get to see my cute teddy bears, but it's something different. And again, these teddy bears are relatively new. This background will change again as the mood strikes me and I decide on my branding. But for right now, I like teddy bears. I always have. So Epiphanies, I would love to know some of your greatest epiphanies, your greatest aha moments, your greatest lessons learned from this COVID pandemic. We're coming up on, I call it the 1-year anniversary. To me, the second week of March is when my life and our experiences really changed a lot here in Wisconsin and Minnesota. We live right on the border. It's when everything kind of hit the fan. And I remember because it was right around my 60th birthday, and I'm like, wow, it's definitely an interesting 60. 60 has been a very interesting year. Kind of boring, kind of slow, but also fun and exciting and challenging, other people coming on board for new technologies and things that I've been doing for a couple of years that other people are embracing as well. And I can actually help them with those things because I did it a couple of years ago. I started to figure out all the different online technologies and how do you do video and how do you do podcasts and how do you do these things. And, lesson learned for me, don't learn how to do it all yourself, have other people help you. But I didn't learn that lesson until I got a lot of experience doing it myself. All right, that's what I've got today. Any problems, any questions, any concerns about offline businesses or online businesses, hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow to share what am I doing on my business journey from the offline world to the online world. Have a great day. Get your head in the clouds. It's a great place to be. The sun's always shining on the other side of the clouds. All right, have a great day.